history. So on the schedule, it says 30 minutes for high school history, the different strands, several days a week. I put 45 minutes. I think 30 is just not enough. And I don't know what that, just Charlotte Mason or whatever, but in our schedule, we do 45 minutes. And I only require one written narration per week from my high schooler per subject. She doesn't have to write a history narration every day. So once a week, and usually that falls like with the Paul Johnson history book, it's like 5 pages, so she can read that and write a narration in that 45 minutes. So it just kind of depends every week which history student she's writing a narration for, depending on how much time and how much reading there were. But she can definitely fit that in one of those slots. But I would say this is a good question for everyone. So whether you have a high schooler or a fourth grader, right? And the time frame is 25 minutes for them to read and narrate this history lesson, and it's taking way longer, right? So that gives you an opportunity to just say, okay, what is the most important thing here? So is it, we're going to get through all these chapters, so we're going to like read as fast as we can and get everything finished right now, or is it, we want to experience these living ideas? For me, it's, I want to have my children have time to process what they're learning, right? And have those ideas that are from these living books take root. And so in order for us to do that and to have this wide and generous feast, we have to stick to the 25 minutes. Oftentimes things seem to work themselves out. You know, we've been doing this kind of schedule for several years, and we just finished school last week. And somehow things kind of shift and work their way out. You know, if your children are taking really a long time to narrate, especially as they get older, they don't have to narrate right after they read. Like a child who is 12, 13 and older, they can remember what they've read long enough to wait until later in the day when y'all are driving to the dentist or play practice or whatever it is. Like, they don't have to narrate the history assignment during that 45 minutes or they're going to forget it, right? So just like, you know, if you went to church and then like, you know, that night you're talking about the sermon, right? You can still remember I mean, it's not like it all went, I don't know. Me these days, I feel like I can't remember anything for 10 seconds, but normally I can recall things enough to go, okay, well, that's what happened, right? Or I can see a movie and the next week someone's like, oh, what happened in that movie? I can retell that, right? So your older children will be able to do that as well. So don't stress about that narration time having to fit into that schedule block. It can always be something that can be done later. You know, my high school students, by the time I have time to like sit down and talk with them, it's usually in the afternoon. Sometimes it's on Saturdays, you know, sometimes it's in the car running places. So it doesn't have to be necessarily during that block of time. But for me, the most important thing is not trying to get through everything, because I know they're not going to learn as much. The goal for me is to have that wide and generous feast. So we follow those timetables, and when time's up, you know, we move on. But I did want to let you know that I do think 45 minutes is probably a little bit more realistic than 30 for the history readings for high school.